for my whole life. The ones that came later in my life, yeah. I appreciate all the blessings God has given me, and I want to repay it to you like this. Clap your hands. Everybody clap your hands. Introducing. This is the joint where we give shout outs to all the peeps, you know what I'm saying? You know we couldn't do this joint without spreading some love to the ones. Yo, check it, clear. If I just ruled the world, I would give y'all everything. Yes, we going out. We going out just like that. Yeah. We going out. We going out just like that. Yeah. This is kind of like a prayer going out to all the peeps close to me and dear to me, the ones that's been there for my whole life, the ones that came later in my life, yeah. I appreciate all the blessings God has given me, and I want to repay it to you like this. Clap your hands. Everybody clap your hands. Introducing. This is the joint where we give shout outs to all the peeps, you know what I'm saying? You know another joint. Hold it. Spreading some love to the ones. Yo, check it, clear. If I just ruled the world, I would give y'all everything. Yes, we going out. We going out just like that. Yeah.
Alrighty. This is an early one. Yeah. Let me do this way. Yeah, okay, I got it. So I can remove this one. Here we go, folks. I hope everybody's having a good, wonderful day. Let me just upload a couple of videos while I am here. And of course, tonight is called Diddy Got People Scrambling and Scraping. But it could be about other things too tonight. But did he really have people scrambling and scraping? Or is it just that Diddy scrambling and scraping and everybody down with Diddy scrambling and scraping? And that would still mean Diddy got everybody scrambling and scraping, because after all, what the hell does scrambling and scraping mean? But it can't be good. It cannot be good. And I doubt it is good. So let me try to find these links that was sent to me. Oh my God. Sometimes when I look at this stuff, it just really, wow. It's really disheartening, disturbing to some degree, to a large degree. But in any case, let me. Here we go, y'all. I'm back. Yeah, sorry about that. This is crazy. But in any case, as I was saying, yeah, I'm just getting my technical stuff hooked up because I'm uploading some stuff from my phone while into StreamYard while I'm speaking to you all some videos. So bear with me for a second. But going back to Diddy, right? Scrambling and scraping, and also this idea that people are, running around scared of what's going to happen now because Diddy is singing. People also, as we heard Gene Deal say a few days ago, that people are starting to quit their jobs from certain spaces and places. Damn, I think that was a Donald Byrd song, or at least a Blackbird song, Spaces and Places, something like that. But in any case, here's Gene Deal. Here's Gene Deal and what he said a couple of days ago. And there's evidence of it being true, of people scraping and scrambling, scrambling and scraping, running, being afraid of the information that's going to be released either by the feds or by the public, and it's going to have an effect on persons in two ways. Apparently, you will see people quitting their jobs early before the information comes out to secure whatever pensions they can, make whatever exit strategies they can. And then there's the other type of people that are scrambling and scraping, that are waiting for a criminal indictment, waiting for their names to be indicted. And that's a different type of scrambling and scraping altogether. But in any case, this is what a reminder of what Gene Deal said the other day here.
Was doing investigation on during that whole time period, it was the mayor and the politicians in New York City. They turn around and give him the key to the city. All the mayor people that he brought on here in New York City are all resigning. They all resigning. People ain't gonna tie this together, but if you look at it, you have to say, because of Mayor Adams and his relationship with Diddy, it brought on the Southern District of New York to start investigating Diddy on civil lawsuits that was put against him. Because the feds is going after all these politicians in New York City.
Yeah, the feds revealed that, anybody that, participated in any, criminal behavior at his freak offs, they're going to pursue.
Right. So that was said by Gene Deal. And apparently there are lots of people stepping down, running, hiding. Kevin, let me see here. I don't know if it's Def Jam, but one Def Jam associate, I forget what label he works in currently. But as we said before, these executives hop from one company to another, and it gives an appearance like one company is not in cahoots with the other company, that there's not a monopoly. So there's like 3 or 4 companies you can hop around to. When you get in trouble in one, you can hop out and get assigned in a new company. And the whole idea is that, nobody knows who you are, or your record doesn't follow you, or these kind of things. But in reality, it's more like something else going on. But in any case, that's what's been going on for decades. Executives usually step out of the light and then they, get started up in another label, because they understand the business, apparently, right? And or they're willing to keep secrets or whatever, play ball, let's say that. In this case, it looks like the scrambling and scraping is so deep, the scraping and scrambling is so deep that folks is just going to be hopping out, period, and not hopping back into another one of these companies, because right now it's so hot. All these companies are up for grabs. You got to understand, there's a list of people that have been accused or charged that have not even had a criminal indictment yet, but have a long list of being accused civilly or publicly. Remember, okay, let me get to uploading. I don't want to forget. It's a process, but remember, you got Russell Simmons, and I'm not saying Russell Simmons is guilty of anything, but Russell Simmons has been accused. He has many, many, many accusations of sexual assault over the years. Russell Simmons fled. He fled after the first, I think, civil allegation, right? He was, I would guess that, I guess I would say that's a little bit more clever, but he fled. Let me see, maybe not even the first civil one. I mean, these guys have a lot of money to quiet people up in different ways, you know. So, number one, when you go up against them and you're just a regular person, you're going to be facing some high powered attorneys that are going to want to protect the people involved with them, that are going to want to protect their business. You see what I'm saying? So the average person never really had a shot with going after anyone for any type of assault anyway. That's just not feasible. That's not rational. If you think that was the case, you probably haven't been following the last 4 or 5 decades of hip hop industry or music industry. I mean, the music industry has, and the entertainment history has a history of victims having no recourse. In reality, no rational recourse, because your little $5,000 to a lawyer can't do shit for a lawyer that is protecting $1 billion portfolio. And that's what you're dealing with in the music industry. Billions upon billions upon billions of dollars of product being protected by high powered lawyers. And so they're going to be up to all kinds of schemes to wiggle and get around the scrambling and scraping themselves. And they would normally prefer the average little person who maybe got victimized to be, you know, who's not so high powered to do the scrambling and scraping. Well, now that's changed apparently. So you have people like Russell Simmons. Over the years, he's been charged, but he slipped out and said, "Fuck this, I'm going to Bali," right? And apparently, Bali doesn't have an extradition treaty. I believe he owns. Hey, Donnie, what's up, brother? I believe he owns a hotel there. I'm pretty sure of it. That's why I say I believe. But since I don't have it pulled up right in my face right now, I'll just say I believe. But if not, he's somehow a part owner or something in a hotel in the Far East, you could say, right now. But there's been many others. Most of these persons, Clive Davis, was also accused of sexual assault in his career. Many, there's many, but the problem is that sexual assault had not been taken seriously by many either for a long time. So when you think about sexual assault in the music industry today, and you see people standing up and being heard, don't ever don't ever think that that was 10 years ago or 20 years ago or 30 years ago or 40 years ago or 50 or 60 years ago. The entertainment industry has always had a reputation where sexual assault is permitted. That's just a norm. You see, where rich guys, because they have money, get away with sexual assault. And they usually pick their targets pretty well because the targets they pick are people that need a job. You know, like for example, I'll give you an example. Let's say, let's say, you know, you've been working hard your whole life, never been in a position to save up any money to buy a home or to pay any of your debt off, student debt for that matter, or anything else. Don't have any other means of support really. And then suddenly you stumble across this great job in this record company or in this movie house. You stumble across this great job. And in your whole life, this is the only person that has been willing to give you some form of success that you can take home to the bank and say, "See, y'all, I got a good job. I'm somebody. My bills are finally paid. I'm somebody." And then you get sexually harassed. Do you think the average person in the entertainment industry is going to speak up when they got $5,000 to use for a lawyer to go up against a person that got high powered lawyers that are protecting $1 billion portfolios? I mean, so it's irrational. You could see it's irrational for people to step up. The only time people step up is when there's a little glimpse, a little what they call a blind spot in the system where something happens that somebody broke the norm or someone went too far and it's just so painfully obvious there's something wrong. That is the Diddy situation. There is painfully, it is painfully obvious now because of Diddy that not just Diddy, but something in the music industry is painfully wrong. Like there's some deep, dark secrets being kept about abuse of human beings in the entertainment industry, and it has never been addressed. And you just seeing the bubble pop off of it right now. I mean, and you could think of it like this, you know, it's interesting that it's a black man that is, busting that bubble, but hey, it's good that it's anybody at this point, but it is kind of interesting that it's a black guy that, people notice, you know, maybe it is something about the fact that he, since he's black, it's easier to garnish that empathy and for victims and do something, take action against him. But the rumors are that P. Diddy, similar things have happened to him, that he's done it to more people, and that there's more executives that know about children being harmed. There's more executives that know about sexual assault of adults, and P. Diddy is about to drop the bomb on them. Not only that, but that there's other people talking that were also at these parties that have also seen criminal activity, that have also seen criminal activity in the lines of assault, that have seen things that if they do not speak when they are addressed, they can also be charged as well of a crime. So you could see it's crazy right now. And anytime Gene Deal is telling you that, it's people in local politics in New York, because New York is a music industry hub, like Los Angeles is. Those are the two music industry hubs. Pretty much, Atlanta became one too recently in the recent decades, but LA and New York have been that for a generation essentially and more, right? Both. So a lot of the companies, music companies, headquarters are there, and so local politics kind of merges with that and mixes up with that, and the local population mixes up with that too. So that's why you got a lot of New Yorkers into music and art because the companies are right there. Same in LA, people choose that as a profession. But in any case, anytime you have persons saying it's affecting politicians, then you kind of know that it is also affecting business people, other higher ups, and things like that. So let me just upload this real quick. Hold on 2 seconds. And then I'm going to start pulling up a few links here online as well. I just need to watch this because I'm using both my phone also at the same time. So 2 seconds. Let's mute it. Check. Y'all can hear me, right? Okay. So now I go to this one in a second. And this one and begin to upload. Yeah, I started a little late. I just had a moment and sorry about that. It's been nice weather this weekend, so I've been out with the kids also checking out a few things. Had to retrieve my youngest son's bike because he lost his key to his lock. So been doing a few things. But here we go. Let's start with this one. I'm gonna upload this. Can I upload more than one video? Let me see if I can do that. And then that would even make it easier. I believe I can. Okay. So now that I've done that, okay, there's one, 2 more seconds and I'll be ready, y'all. Okay, that one is there. Okay, there's one more. Okay, so I'm gonna pause with that one. Check, check. All right.
Check.
Check. Okay, so now let me see here. Now there's also, let me find this one here. Let's see. Kevin Charles, I hope everybody's having a good morning or good night wherever you are. Right now I'm located, so it's 6:34 a.m. and that would make it 1:34 p.m. No, 1:34 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, USA. Let's see, this is you see Def Jam Executive Steps. I don't know whose trial this got something. If it's got something to do with Young Thug's trial, or if it's let me see here. But these are long time people. These are old time music people. This one I'm talking about. What's his name? Kevin. There it is. Kevin Lyles. Kevin Lyles. Right. Kevin Lyles is the name of the guy. Now you always remember face. Kevin is actually, I think, he's from Maryland too, or maybe went to DC, went to school in DC. Uh, Steps down. This is only one, but there's others. There's a lot of linkage going on. Um, yes, Kevin Lyles steps down. So let me just open this up real quick to give you an idea. I'm not going to read through all of them, but just to give you an idea of who the guy is, this is Kevin Lyles. No, that's P. Diddy, but hold up. This is Kevin Lyles. Why did Kevin Lyles quit? You see, now, don't get me wrong. You could assume that it has something to do with P. Diddy. I'm not suggesting that that's not true at all. I'm suggesting that it's a very likely. See what I mean? It is very, very likely that it's directly connected to Diddy, or being a person who could go to these freak off parties, or a person that's involved in them, implicated in them in some way. But what I would tell people is, don't be too fast to assume exactly what it is until the information comes out fully. But it's safe to say that if it's not that, it's something else deeply connected with these execs. Kevin Lyles is, I don't know if he's a little bit older than Diddy, maybe slightly, but you don't have the sense. So, done. Let me see something here.
Can you hear me now? Oh, yeah. Let me know if the audio's better. Yeah, let me know how the audio is now. It should be better. Thanks, Donnie, for letting me know. Here we go. Yeah, because I had multiple streamlines open on my phone on accident. Let me see here. Let me pull this back up. Here we go. Kevin Lyles, right. So Kevin Lyles is one of the people that stepped down. It's not the only person. It's apparently a list of different folks that's stepping down. And it could have something to do directly with Freak Off tapes. You don't know if he's in the tapes, or you don't know if he knows something more about what's been going on at those parties. You see what I'm saying? Because these things have been going on for a long period of time. Now, yeah, exactly. So he was with Elektra. It says here he was with Elektra, but don't get it twisted. A lot of these labels are just working for the same bigger label. So they might hop from one, be an executive at one label, and if they do a great job, something might happen for whatever reason, maybe good or bad, and then they get assigned a executive position in a couple years at another label, and it makes you wonder, why do they organize this way? Why does the industry organize this way? But it's been how they've been organizing. It's a pattern in how they've been organizing, and it's a preferred method in how they've been organizing. It's not. It is somewhat similar to other industries, but some of these things are a bit extreme. So, let me ask you: if you had a great lifestyle, and if the difference between your kids eating and your life being better, um, financially, right? And the difference was you having a job with a pedophile, a billionaire pedophile, or a person that you suspected or heard had done things like assault, rape, because after a while you hear things, Kevin Lyles, and I'm not just saying him, but there's no one that can avoid all the rumors that are out about all of these individuals for a long period of time. So to some degree, you have to wonder, like, why wouldn't an executive know stuff? Why wouldn't they know? Why would, for example, Clive Davis not know about Puff Daddy's activities? You have all the resources and money to know if you want to know. Um, you have all the contacts to know if you want to know. And it's not just him. It's just all of them. Now, keep in mind, this is what's interesting, because Elektra is another, at one time was under Clive Davis as well. For people that don't know that, you see, so Elektra had Busta Rhymes. Elektra had a whole list of artists. Bad Boy is not the only Clive Davis venture. You see, so Clive has been hopping around from major labels himself, but he's often been the backbone of a lot of these labels, emerging, you could say, or having a new face of success, you could say. And so Clive Davis is associated with a lot of rappers, a whole lot of rappers for a while. But in any case, let's see here. The other news of the scraping and scrambling, right? Because it's not just Clive. I mean, it's not just Kevin Lyles, and there's others. I'm going to bring those up, but here's another one. Apparently, Usher has deleted all his Twitter posts. Um, Apparently, Usher does not want or doesn't find a need to leave his old Twitter post up, for some reason. That'll do it. It's easy to wipe the entire thing than to go through and look for all of the stuff and do one. Oh my God. So he just went out and did the whole damn thing just to leave out any ambiguity. Like, he's like, fuck this. This is easier to just wipe it all out right now. Let's get this job done. And he wiped it all out. Now, I mean, Usher visited When was the last time Usher saw, for example, a person like Russell Simmons? Russell Simmons. Let's see here, and why Russell Simmons and Usher? And here's the thing, and why? Because Usher is not a Russell Simmons artist, you know. But why would Usher vacation in Bali with Russell Simmons? Why would he do that? Why would he do that? You see? So, you would think, like, I mean, you don't hear a lot about that. You didn't hear a lot about Usher being friends with Russell Simmons, but Russell Simmons is a person that's alleged to have had a very free lifestyle, sexually, right? And he's also been alleged to sexually harass employees, right? Numerous times. And some of the assaults sound very vicious in writing. um, some women have dropped the claims, or either they dropped the claims, or something happened in the claims, but nonetheless, it doesn't make it not true. you know I could deal with a lot of people any day of the week, which I do, for many different reasons. uh I could be telling the truth about something extremely serious, and it could be factual. Like, it could be factual. It doesn't necessarily mean you will be believed. It doesn't. Those two things don't connect. You telling the truth and anyone else believing it, those two things do not go together all the time. You see? And this is kind of like what it's like, time and time again, for a lot of people, in these kind of situations. It's just something regarding human nature that prevents people from always acting in good faith or doing the right thing. So you got to ask yourself, what the hell is Usher doing down there with Russell Simmons? When did they become friends, right? Well, it's a very good question to ask, because that you will rarely see any type of contact with Russell Simmons and Usher, because they're from two totally different generations. Think about this. Russell Simmons was a protege to P Diddy. Not a protege. I'm sorry. He's a what's the word? Mentor to Puff Daddy. Um, People like Lyle Cohen, who operate and run, I think it's Universal Music Group for YouTube, and ran Def Jam after Russell Simmons stepped down. I mean, they were people that worked under Russell Simmons, like literally, they worked under. Um, Another person that mysteriously died, they said he committed suicide, is a very close associate of Russell Simmons. And that is what's the brother from the Bronx? Violator Music, Chris Lighty. Right. Now, we talked about Chris Lighty before. Well, Chris Lighty is literally an underling of Russell Simmons. Like, he was carrying the records, the record crate type of shit. And the same can be said for like Lyle Cohen. He was not carrying record crates, but he's a tour manager, dude who drove for the bus, passed messages, delivered messages for artists when they're on the road, managed things, who making sure you had the food rider shit together when Run DMC show up, or the Beastie Boys, making sure, you had the type of beer they like to drink, making sure the hotel has been arranged properly, this kind of shit. Tour manager, not the guy making dates, taking, doing the business, but the guy who's following up, showing up with the groups on the road, the tour manager, right? So that's Laura Cohen. Well, he's the biggest wig in the music industry today. So Russell Simmons, you have to wonder, like, what does Russell Simmons know about these freak offs? What does Russell Simmons know about anything else? And when you get involved with the feds want to know every single thing so they can establish any type of criminal activity that's going on. So if it's washing money, if it's monopoly, operating as a monopoly, 4 or 5 companies faking like they're 4 or 5, but really working as one. Whether it's any other type of thing, whether it's blackmail, right? Whether it's conspiring to rob artists of their riches, of their publishing, of their property. There's all types of crimes that can be going on. So to me, I think it's just very peculiar that this guy who wipes his Twitter feed is the same guy that a month ago went to visit Russell Simmons. And he's the same guy that they have these videos of, where people are speculating. People know this is not speculation. People know that Usher was down with Flavor Camp, or what is it? Bad Boy Camp. He at 10 years old, 14, between 10 and 14 years old, he was already linked up with Diddy, Flavor Camp, something like that. 14 years old. He's a minor living with Puff Daddy. Usher is the guy who just wiped his Twitter feed, the guy who just a month ago went to visit Russell Simmons, the guy who himself signed, what's this little white boy's name? Who's depressed and sad right now? Justin Bieber. Usher is the dude who brought Justin Bieber, pretty much, hooked him up as a young child, as a young person. That was his jump up, Justin Bieber. Now look at Justin Bieber. So I think they're going to find out things like racketeering on a serious level, not a level that you could think of, because racketeering can be a lot of different types of acts. But think about this. Think about this kind of setup. Look at Usher. Look at Russell Simmons. Look at Puff Daddy. What if you're an artist? Let's say you're an artist in the business. You get signed by Usher, but Usher got a contract with Puffy, but Puffy got a contract with, let's say Russell Simmons or Clive Davis. That artist has to share all those rewards with all the people. And maybe none of these people did a damn thing. Maybe only one of them did something for the artist, but all these people are getting points. They call it a point system. I think what you're going to find in the music industry through the point system is a trail of money. And I think the real culprits, or the corporates, some of the corporates at least, they won't be able to get away because of that paper trail. And it looks like right now, anybody that's connected through any type of paper trail, or any type of events on a list, I attended this event, a picture, doing business with these individuals on any level. And people do business. A lot of times these folks are doing business you don't even know about, because you think it's the music industry. You think, okay, they singing and dancing. They're making music. They're in there with the drum machine. That's not always the case. Sometimes it's some whole other shit. It could be Ciroc. It could be anything, a promotion company. You don't know what it is, but it's something that's generating some capital. It could be a Russell Simmons credit card, a Rush card, that they're selling to their audience. It could be a lot of different things going on. But at the end of the day, what we know for sure is it's very peculiar to see a person like to see a person like Usher. I said Russia. Usher going to visit P. Diddy in Bali. That's just crazy. A person has to wonder, what the heck is that about? All right, hold on.
And we begin with that breaking news at the top of this hour. New court documents show that Dwayne Keefe D. Davis accused hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs of paying $1 million for the killing of rap icon Tupac Shakur. According to the court documents, Davis claims Combs paid Eric Von Martin the money. He also says that Combs offered to set up a phone call with Terrence Brown, who was the driver of the car that rolled up next to Shakur and Suge Knight on September 7th, 1996, near the Strip. Now, Davis says that he was telling on himself and not trying to provide evidence against anyone else. He's accused of orchestrating the plot to kill Shakur. A trial date has been set now for sometime in November.
Right. So you have this one, which you don't even hear people talking about. But if you think that the feds wouldn't be investigating this at this point, to me, that would be very strange because, New York is on the East Coast and California is on the West Coast. So there's a lot of miles and a lot of traveling and a lot of telephone calls and a lot of sending of messages and a lot of transactions of monies that's got to be taking place here. You know what I'm saying? Whether you hopped your ass on a plane with $1 million and flew to Cali from New York or back forth, whether you sent a check, whether you made a phone call, whether you sent a telegram, whether you plotted, just had a phone call with anyone from another state, that gives a line of inquiry for the feds, and he probably had a message. I mean, yo, man, all this is going on. I'm trying to figure out myself. Like, I think it could be that whatever is going on with that murder case is obviously something they want to keep as closed as possible. But this is going on at the same time. This Keefe D case is going on at the same time, and he indicted Puffy. So what did Russell Simmons know about that? Think about this. If any executive knows any of the things, and look at how they do their business. If you even know, heard, and the feds ask you, do you know? Have you heard? And you have heard, and you do know, and you answer no, and they find out that you lied, you do know what can happen to you, right? So I think the combination of these two events, have a lot of people scraping and scrambling, because do you snitch on the person you get a check from? Do you save yourself? Do you protect another? And you could obviously see in this situation, most people are going to probably try to save themselves as much as they can, but nobody is going to want to be in the situation of the main culprits. The closer you are to the center, the more likely you are at this point to conspire, to continue to cover up, or snitch. Both are going to be hell of events. They are hellified events, both. So that's what they got on the menu right now. There is one more.
I don't know if guys have noticed this. Like, a lot of ladies drink water at parties. They just, so if you don't have what they need, they're going to leave.
Right.
Got to keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but rock with me. But just check it out. You need a lot of heat. A lot of heat. Yeah.
Heat. You mean that physically the place has to be hot?
You don't have no air conditioning.
No air conditioning.
No.
Why is that?
Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, like, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
That just sounds disgusting. What are you doing?
No.
Now, if you remember, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, as people from my generation call him, or Puffy, right? That's how we got introduced to this person by the name of Puffy, right? This individual is pretty well known. He's been a normal guest on shows like Ellen DeGeneres, right? Let's see here. P. Diddy, Ellen DeGeneres. I don't even know how to spell that last name. Ellen. There it is. He's appeared many times on this program. Right? Many times. It's not a single time. Let's take a look at the clothing. You can see many different outfits. Many different times he's appeared. He was a regular on this show. Look, this is many times. This is not a one shot, two shot, three shot, four shot. This is a whole. He's been a whole lot of times. He's been on Ellen DeGeneres now, but the DJ Twitch who's the DJ for Ellen DeGeneres' show, live show, her TV series, her TV show, her talk show, the one that you just saw P. Diddy on, right? Has appeared on. This guy one day just woke up and decided to commit suicide, apparently, right? So there's numerous people that just, for some reason, out of the blue, married men with children that just, with loads of money, loads of success, somewhere around, they just wake up one day and just decide to finish themselves. No explanation. They were depressed that day, but look at how many other people. So you got the picture of, let's see here, Russell Simmons and Usher. You got Russell Simmons, and I'm not putting this on Russell Simmons, but Russell Simmons and Puffy, you know, they go back. They go back. I'm sure Russell Simmons going to save his damn self. But they go back, and let me see if I put this here and I say it like this. You know, you're going to get loads of pictures of the two because they go back. Now, if you know the structure of the music industry, you know that in a sense, they're all connected through the businesses of the music industry in different ways: publishing, artist management, what else? A&R, and what else? Did I say publishing already? Right. But then these smaller companies that they operate, seemingly like Puffy operated Bad Boy, Russell Simmons operated Def Jam, you know, what's this guy? Andre Harrell operated Uptown. But see, they also work under larger labels. But who are the executives of the larger labels funding the activity? And how do they coalesce with each other? Right? How are they integrated together? Right? What sort of practices do they adhere to? Right. So you see Puffy here, you know, has known Russell Simmons for a long time. Now, Kevin Childs, as I stated, Twitch. Let me show you a picture of Twitch too, so you can know who Ellen DeGeneres is. Twitch. Ellen, hold on, Twitch. Ellen DeGeneres. This is the guy Twitch. He was a DJ for her television show. He up and offed himself one day. Let me just see if I write P. Diddy, if they even in pictures together. What? Nah, hold on. Don't believe everything you see. This is fake. These are fake pictures. But and another thing, false rumors being put out to steer people off the trail is another popular thing that seems to be in the entertainment industry magazine sources and magazine outlets. And some of them rock every day like that. Just disinformation for people that are trying to cover up their trails. And, you know, a lot of times people think that it's real news. It might be a little real, but, you know, it doesn't make it, you know, correct. But in any case, Twitch, he hopped up and killed himself one day. Okay, so who else hopped up and killed themselves? Let's see. That was Chris Lighty. Chris Lighty up and just ended himself from one day to the next. He's a protege of Russell Simmons. He was basically handpicked by Russell Simmons and Lara Cohen to do the management side of the artist thing. There has to be a separation. You can't be the manager and the record exec that signs them, right? But Russell Simmons was kind of in both waters at the same time. So when he went into Def Jam with Rick Rubin, when they went to link up with Columbia, he kind of passed that management thing on to Chris Lighty, who was a record crate carrier for their DJs early on at under Russell Simmons, Run DMC and all of these different groups, Beastie Boys, you see. So this is a very small network of people. Now, Russell Simmons is headed up Def Jam, which was under Columbia, which went under Universal at some point, right? A lot of the people from Def Jam went up to Universal, and another company merged and had to be under Universal again. But the point I'm making is that these people know each other very well, and if you start to put them together, you will realize that a lot of these people that know each other very well, or know each other with these smiles on their faces, some of them don't seem to always be doing so well. Now, look, that was Chris Lighty. Chris Lighty, Violator Music. He wouldn't be in business without Russell Simmons at all. Now, let's see here. Shakir Stewart is another Def Jam, Columbia. I believe it's Columbia, but he was with a couple labels now. Don't get it twisted, because again, they are merging. So when they merge, it's not like one label anymore you're doing a job for. You're like Def Jam Arista, Def Jam Universal, Def Jam Island, Def Jam da-da-da. That's how many companies Def Jam has been under or merged with or been sold to or passed hands through. Now, Shakir Stewart woke up one day. You see, look, Stewart's skills and talent magnet were recognized by Antonio L.A. Reid. Okay. Yeah. Yes, so that's LaFace Records. Who else? That's Def Jam A&R. You see? That's Rick Ross, right? Well, this guy who signed Rick Ross, right? Signed Young Jeezy. He up and just ended his life one day. He got family also. I believe he was married at the time, may even have kids too. But so there's this guy who did himself in. Apparently that's what's alleged. Now look at this. This is L.A. Reid, the one who put him on in that company. Now, see, so let's go back real quick, just to make sure we don't miss that part too. This is L.A. Reid, right? It says here, L.A. Reid, right? Stewart's skills and talent magnet were recognized by L.A. Reid. Now look, Hitchcock Music, Lana, his name goes through all these companies, pretty much. Look, he was replaced by Jay-Z, where he had, he was appointed as executive vice president of Def Jam, where he had replaced, right? Jay-Z didn't replace, he replaced Jay-Z, a position left vacant since 2007, right? Talent Stewart, Def Jam VP, A&R, including Nas, LL Cool J brother. So you see, so Stewart was not a joke, but right. Can y'all hear me? Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Let me open this back up. So Stewart is not a joke. Now, let's see here. Now let's go back. That was Stewart. Now let's go back to L.A. Reid, because that's who signed it. That's who put him on. You see, look at this. You see? Now hold on. L.A. Reid accused of sexual assault. You see? Drew Dixon, who worked for Reid when he was chief executive of Arista Records. That's another Clive Davis hop off, jump off. Alleges that Reid sexually assaulted her twice in 2001. Later cut her budget and silenced the artist. Now, let me see here. And there was a lawsuit. I don't know what came from the lawsuit. I don't know if he even paid out. Let's see here. Antonia L.A. Reid, Grammy-winning music executive who influenced the career of artists including Pink, Usher. Do you see this? These same names. Mariah Carey, okay, was sued by a former music executive who says he sexually assaulted her and derailed her. I heard that this was one of the ex-mayor of DC's daughter, actually. Dixon, Drew Dixon is the daughter of, I believe, Sharon Pratt Dixon. Drew Dixon filed the lawsuit Wednesday in New York federal court. Dixon, who worked for Reid when he was chief executive of Arista Records, alleges that Reid sexually assaulted her twice in 2001, later cut her budget and sidelined artists when she rebuffed his continuing advances. You see? So long-term sexual assault is producing certain results, you could say. It is my oh, okay, I hope the internet, can y'all hear me? Is it breaking up? Just let me know if the audio is breaking up. Yeah, then I can do something about this. No sound. Oh, you said no sound? Is there sound, Donnie? Oh, what's up, things worth knowing? Yeah, Bev's in the house. Okay, you good. Okay. So when you think about these guys, you got to think they've been working together or working in the same circles for decades. And there's a pattern that repeats itself. Literally, most of these guys, from Clive Davis, yes, he had claims also of sexual assault himself in his career. L.A. Reid, Russell Simmons, Puff Daddy. Yo, the question is, which one of these people don't have these claims? Which one of these people know about things that happened and have to keep it a secret to keep their job? So you could see part of being in that industry. If you just follow this article with Drew Dixon, you will see they didn't just get rid of her. She was an executive. They didn't just get rid of her, but they, tried to string her along, and teach her a lesson, teach people a pattern, teach people a way of being. If you go along with this, your projects will be rewarded. If you don't go along with this, your projects will be under, stress. Maybe you might lose some of your budget. Things may not go so well. Your project may not be prioritized anymore. So you could see there's a pattern here of using and abusing as a main feature, as a normal business practice in the highest levels of the music industry. And really the entertainment industry, if you want to call it, if you want to add movies to it, right? And television. There apparently is this moment now where the combination of the tapes with Puffy, the combination of the murder trial going on the West Coast, it seems to be, and the combination of the fact that it's a federal investigation, Homeland Security, and the feds are involved, it seems at this point to be causing a lot of people to be scrambling and scraping, like Puffy said. Let me see here. I have a question. If Diddy is locked, how are all these articles of him saying different stuff at the creators talking about him? I'm not sure what you mean, Bev, let me see here. I have a question. If Diddy is locked, what you mean locked? You mean locked down? How are all these articles of him saying different stuff? Oh, what are the articles saying? Um, I haven't really seen all the articles, but he is locked down. He's definitely locked down. But yeah, there would be. I mean, my answer to that question, because I've heard this too, is be cautious right now because what's happening is there's things going on simultaneously. There's more than one thing going on. There's valid news being released about what's going on, and then there's invalid news sources, smaller news sources, hip hop ones here and there primarily, or these small, just I'll just say smaller outlets that are in the pockets of some of these people being accused. And so when you're under attack in the music industry, they use these smaller outlets to spread disinformation. So we saw that. I was just saying that about some of the other articles. You could see a mixture of articles, probably 5 articles in a row saying 5 different things. One of them is true. The other 4 are out there to distort the truth. You see, so to stop people from knowing what's going on, really, right? To provide a solution where people could say, "Oh, okay," and walk home and be happy and end the story. I won't have to think about this again. You know, they have some of these smaller popcorn internet websites and vlogs and stuff like that putting out bad information. And I'm not going to say it, but it. Like, look at what is it, All Star Hip Hop? Look at that platform. I used to watch that platform a lot, but they put out a lot of disinformation, not just about artists, but about all kinds of stuff. And do they know that that's what they're doing? No, maybe not. Maybe they don't know. But if you really follow them, you will start noticing that a lot of the shit that they say don't pan out factually. It doesn't fact check all the time like you would expect a big hip hop platform to do. Doesn't always work that way. So, um, yeah, but they got Judge Joe Brown on there talking. That's one of the men. And I'm not saying that he can't be correct sometimes, but he says a lot of mistruth also that people just trust him because he got a name, Judge Joe Brown. They think that he's dropping bombs, but no, the guy's retired. He's not perfect, and he's get some notoriety by and a sense of purpose by being invited to speak on a show, but it doesn't necessarily mean the information is that great. Brown is looking bad. Who you talking about, Brown? Yeah, Judge Brown. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm out my mind. I was thinking for a second. I was like, wait a second, did I miss another Brown? Yeah, Brown, man. Yo, man, I can't even. I don't know what to say about Judge Joe Brown, but there's outlets. He's not the only one though, but there's outlets that are doing this stuff. And for the younger people, a lot of the younger people that follow entertainment, which is a lot, younger people tend to that are not maybe in higher education, you could say, tend to spend a lot more time following entertainment outlets than they do other news outlets. So a lot of the times their truth is made by just rumor and speculation and no facts. Sadly enough, they just believe what's on the networks because it's exciting. Number one, because you're talking about entertainers, and number two, it's gossip. So you got something to gossip about that really doesn't have that much importance. Um, but in any case, yeah, exactly, Judge Joe Brown. But in any case, this are the things going on. So I think my analysis is this. I think what's really going on is that for the first time, you're seeing the government. Not the first time because you don't always hear about it. It's not the first time. Um, you know, in a lifetime. It's not that. But you're in a moment where you're seeing the federal government decide that it have to do something. to bring these industries in alignment with the normal practices and standards, or healthy practices and standards of an industry. And it seems like to me that they're being very detailed in how they approach it. And that detail means this is going to take time. But it looks to me like they are out to set an example. And that means the easiest way to set an example is to, number one, let people know that you're capable of getting to the bottom of what's really happening. All criminal activity associated with any one of these individuals, which could be anything from murder, extortion, trafficking, human trafficking, sexual assault, drugging people, right? And extortion is a big lane, because extortion can be, it could be anything from, let's say I'm the record executive, my artist has a drug habit, but one of my homeboys is a drug dealer. So my homeboy is going to keep feeding that artist the drugs. And when that artist runs out of all their money, the executive is going to offer them, 10, 20 grand for their portfolio, the publishing. That can be, you don't know what they're doing. It could be tapes, tapes of someone doing something that they don't want people to know. It could be tapes of someone doing something to someone that person doesn't want to know, that other people are there on the tape watching. It could be communications, that tape was sent around to different people, or this information was sent around to multiple people's devices, computers, emails, telephones. And these people, when the feds ask them, what do you know about this? Maybe they lied and the feds know it. I mean, the shit is going down. It could be a lot going down. But anytime, I believe this, I do. There is one guy, I think what he's saying, you can rely on this comment right here.
It was doing investigation on during that whole time period. It was the mayor and the politicians in New York City. They turn around, give him the key to the city. All the mayor people that he brought on here in New York City are all resigning.
So Puffy got the key to New York City. All these executives that we have covered just in this short little time, 1 hour period, they are very well known in New York City. Very prominent citizens and residents of New York City. And they're part of one of the more powerful industries in the country. So they've had carte blanche when it comes to the police, when it comes to, because they have legal representation. It's a business. So the police largely protect businesses, are there to protect businesses, protect citizens too, homeowners, protect property, and protect business. You see, so a lot of what's gone on in terms of the police or the mayor's office, maybe they use a lot of soft hands and it caught up with them. It caught up essentially, because when you're dealing with big money corruption, billions and billions of dollars of corruption, which the music industry is, that really puts a strain on like a local police department. What you think? Money is very corruptive. It's the same thing with the cartels. The cartels often get the police in their pocket, or a member of the police. That's a useful thing. It's the same thing for the music industry, being able to wash somebody's hands, being able to pat somebody on the back, rub their back. You rub my back, I'll rub yours. You let me off of this, I can get you some tickets to this, or I can help you get this gift, or I can help. Yeah, like flat out, you know, and a lot of people are moved by these things. So yeah, but that's it for now, y'all. It's been like an hour. It's been fun. You know, I wanted to do this last night with Amal, but we had some, you know, just because the Sunday is a little crazy, we had some scheduling issues just with the family and stuff. But Amal's going to be back, I think today actually, and then we're going to go over this topic one more time because she has some more. She got some clips and some information to drop from her side, so we're going to do that again. It's now 7:25 a.m. Central European time, so that will make it 1:25. So it's been about an hour and a half. Appreciate y'all as usual for coming out, and yeah, you know, have a good day, and hopefully this week is going to be a positive week for everybody. I'm sure it will be for most of us, but for those that it isn't, you know, I wish y'all the best also anyway. And I'm sure things will turn around as well. So peace, blessing, and everybody have a good start to their week. One.
Yes, we going out. We going out just like that. Yeah. We going out. We going out just like that. Yes, we going out. We keep it moving like that. Yes, y'all, we going out.
You're quite hostile. You're quite hostile. You're quite hostile. You're quite hostile.